Hello there, Philly, and happy New Year's Eve to you. We're heading into 2014, and we're definitely going to kick off the new year with a bang as we're looking at a couple of snow systems that could be affecting our region, especially Thursday into Friday. Let's take a look now at the Philadelphia Regional and Northeast discussion. We're going to cover the next few days here, and the story is the East Coast storm headed to our region, and also the cold following the storm on Saturday. 7 degrees is the forecast kickoff temperature for the Eagles versus Saints at the link there in Philly. And you're going to want to bring a blowtorch if you want to keep your fingers warm during that game. Also, Happy New Year 2014. Here we come. Let's take a look at the details here, including this winter storm here over the next few days. Look at the enhanced infrared satellite imagery. We can see the clouds here over the Gulf of Mexico and also the Gulf Coast. This is the southern part of the energy which will feed into our developing storm system that is going to cross and come near our region, actually, I should say, on Thursday and Friday. The low will most likely develop here out over the coast, and we'll wrap in snow behind it, and that is where I believe we will be getting most of our snowfall from. The northern branch of the jet stream, also quite active so far this season, and this patch of clouds right here is another disturbance moving in from the Canadian Rockies, and will also be a player in Thursday's storm as this stream of air, the northern branch of the jet stream and the southern branch of the jet stream, will combine energy that will focus itself right here, which is where the storm is expected to form, but then quickly moves off to the northeast, which will limit any accumulations in our area. Focus on this panel right down here. This is the jet stream screaming across the eastern part of the United States and up across coastal New England and up into Nova Scotia. And we can see this low sitting right here over the Hudson Bay. This is a polar vortex. This is an Arctic Circle low. So you can imagine how cold the air is up around this region right here. It's not a day at the beach exactly here at the Hudson Bay. And this low will shift east and will spill the cold into the northeast and into Pennsylvania and Philly and Jersey on Saturday. So we can expect to be quite cold here after this storm system exits and wraps in the air from this polar low behind it. Let's take a look here. This is the simulated radar. This is the NAM model. This is high resolution. Let's take it into Thursday morning and Thursday afternoon. Here comes the system. We'll back it up here into Wednesday. And here's Wednesday night into Thursday, and here comes this is radar, and this is clouds. All this dash is clouds. This is simulated radar in the future. And this system looks like it scoots off to the north at first, but then there's a big dry slot here over Philadelphia for most of the day on Thursday. And that means that snow will not be falling Thursday as most thought that it would. In fact, this model is indicating it's going to be dry most of the day on Thursday, and all of the precipitation wraps in behind the storm as it gathers strength, but then the storm moves away. And this is what's left behind. On Thursday night into the early morning hours on Friday is when our storm has shifted to. Take note, it is shifting to early Friday morning, overnight Thursday now, and not during the day on Thursday. This is a difficult situation because these models have to agree on a storm that hasn't even formed yet. If the storm was already formed, this would be a lot easier to pick up with the models. But the models are fighting each other, and they are pushing this back to Friday night now. Definitely going to snow, but not as much as a lot of people are saying. Taking a look here at the GFS, this is the American model. And we can see high pressure off the coast here in this central panel right here. On Wednesday, that high starts to move away, and then we have our storm approaching from the southern stream of the jet stream. And we see this low quickly move off to sea as the heaviest precipitation is out over the Atlantic Ocean. That's not what we want. We want it over the Philly. Or if you don't like snow, this is great for Philly. It's going to make it a great Friday morning commute. So this chunk of energy here, as we see these two pieces of vorticity maximums, which is saying it's a maximum area of disturbance in the atmosphere. This is Friday morning at 4 a.m. And it looks like it's still snowing across Philadelphia, New York, and Boston at those times. So this is going to be pushed back into Friday, early Friday morning. And if you have kids and they have school on Friday, I'd be surprised, but maybe not so surprised, especially if we get on the side of 3 inches of snow. I'm currently thinking 2 inches of snow for the city and probably 3 inches for the northern and western suburbs due to this dry slot right here. This is just going to rip off the Philadelphia area for the amount of snow, as this dry slot is at 850 millibars in the atmosphere, which is 5,000 feet or a mile up. So the snow is going to hit this, whatever falls, and evaporate. So for the city in Philly, going to rip you off on Thursday, but then Thursday night into Friday, the flakes will be flying. And I think that the city only sees about 2 inches or so, and northern and western suburbs see on the side of 3 inches. And after this storm makes its exodus, we get cold. Let's look at these temperatures over here in the left panel here on the NAM model. And as we head into Saturday during the day, it looks like it is just going to be frigid. This is actually as far as we can go in the high resolution model here. This is 7 o'clock on Friday night. Look at this up here in New York State in the Catskills and Adirondacks. We have the negative teens. We have below zero temperatures across Massachusetts and Vermont and New Hampshire, Maine, spilling down into northern Pennsylvania. And 10 degrees, 6 degrees, 8 degrees here up in the mountains of Pennsylvania. This is just going to spill down through the early morning hours on Saturday. And if you have to go to work on Saturday, you're going to definitely want to make sure that car is warmed up before you go, because it is just going to be brutal out there. 7 degrees is the forecast kickoff temperature with a stiff wind for the Eagles-Saints game here. And I wouldn't doubt if the Saints fumble the ball a few times because they're not interested in playing. They're not used to playing on an ice field, rather. So we will see what. As always, keep it right here to weatherranger.com and check back often to see our latest updates regarding the snowfall page. And also check into our Facebook page, Weather Ranger Philadelphia. Just type it in the search bar on Facebook. We will be posting a snowfall graphic on our Facebook page and also on the graphical and text products on weatherranger.com/Philadelphia. That's wordpress.weatherranger.com/Philadelphia for right now until we go live. Probably either sometime this week or next week, once we reach an agreement, a business agreement, we will become weatherranger.com Philadelphia, and we will be alive and open for business. We hope to have your business. Sign up at weatherranger.com for a free 30-day trial. The CEO is Jay Searles. He was a professor of mine at Penn State. He taught me, and he is a top-notch forecaster, so definitely see what he has to say. Happy New Year's. Have a good one. I'm meteorologist Mike Griffith for weatherranger.com. I got Weather Ranger on the mind, and you should too. Have a good New Year's. Happy New Year's.